Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne, back again for your daily reading. I'm actually doing this reading on the full moon on October 8th for October 9th, okay? The reason I mention that is because I've got a little bit of red here, and I have this red book. I'm going to write in this red book, and I have my envelope ready, and I'm drinking this beautiful hibiscus kombucha. It is awesome stuff. GT's kombucha. I love it. It's got so many great things in it that I love. It's super healthy, tons of B vitamins, lots of probiotics, really cool stuff. It just has a little zip to it, you know. It's a little fizz. It's better than soda actually because it's a probiotic drink. It's actually technically it's green tea, and has the kombucha probiotics, and then it has hibiscus, ginger, lemon juice. It's awesome stuff. It's really fizzy, so you can tell it's really fizzy. It's got that fermented, you know, fizzy taste. You can see at the top. Anyways, cheers to you guys. Chink. And anyways, I'm ready for the blood moon, for my little, you know, writing that I'm going to do. I just got home, so hence my hair being a little bit out of sorts like usual. I also found this really cool stuff. I'm sharing all this stuff with you. I know it's like I'm digressing here, but I just got this really cool chaga. I've never heard of chaga. It's like this. It's like cut up into pieces, and it's technically like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like a mushroom. It's like a fungus that grows on the birch tree. And this I got. I think this was like $30. So it seems like a lot for tea. And these chaga, like chunks, you just boil, and it's great for like anybody who's suffering from any kind of cancer or tumors or anything like that. This has so many antioxidants, and it's crazy. I don't know. You can look it up. Chaga, CHAGA. I didn't know about it, and you know, there's a lot of people who are struggling with cancer. So I wanted to mention that because, you know, I found out about it. I thought it was awesome. You know, I'm always looking for natural ways to get better, to get healthy. So I'm mentioning that. I'm not saying that it's a cure-all, or that it's meant to cure anything. I'm not making any kind of claims. I just found it online. I thought it was awesome. There's all kinds of YouTube videos about chaga as well. It's like its whole little niche. You know, it's really interesting. Another thing I wanted to mention too, I think I mentioned it before, I'm taking these vitamin D3 drops, okay? Liquid vitamin D3. For those of you who already take vitamin D in capsules, you might want to switch to the liquid. It's awesome stuff. Everybody else in the office is sick right now, and I'm not. So I must be doing something right. It's maybe all the kombucha I'm drinking. I also made a really good curry. I learned how to make my own curry the other night. It's super easy, and yeah, that's probably why I'm sweating, because I've had too much curry to eat. But anyways, on to your daily reading. This is for October 9th for all signs. And I'm doing this reading actually on the full moons. I feel like it's going to have some special magical elements because today is the magic, right? So there's going to be a little magic, I think, in the 9th. That's my feelings. Just a little bit of magic. And this is a really great card. This is what we got for October 9th. This is where we're at. This is the Hermit. And the Hermit is really great because literally it's like the light at the end of the tunnel. So a lot of you guys have been, you know, resonating with some of my videos that I've done. You know, some of you guys have been going through a lot of hardship, especially you Capricorns. I can't tell you how many emails I've gotten about Capricorns just feeling so overwhelmed, you guys. You know, I I feel you, basically. And you guys have been through so much, and you guys need the light at the end of the tunnel. You need that hope. You need that little glimmer that something good is just around the corner, you know. And this is great energy. Some of you might get engaged on this day because there's this ring here. And I see that as like an engagement ring. Right? Where are the geese going? They're flying south. Okay, so some of you who are like in the south, who actually live in the south, a lot of you, like I'll just say in general, those of you who are like in the United States, okay, those of you who are in the southern states, I feel like this is really focused a lot on you. I don't know why. It's just a feeling that I have. I feel like you guys know where you're going. It's just that it's hard to really get there, you know? So it's sort of like you guys who are in the southern states, you're kind of having a hard time, not because, you know, you feel the universe is against you, but because you feel like you just have to deal with a lot right now. And you feel like you have a lot of obstacles and a lot of responsibilities and a lot of things you got to do. And that is a Capricorn. This is not just for Capricorns. This is for everybody in general. But I feel like for those of you, you know, it doesn't matter what sign you are, that are living in the southern states, I feel like you guys are really going to be seeing on October 9th, like something's going to click. Something's going to happen. It's the flash, the light bulbs. I feel like they're these, like, I don't know, they're bubbles, but I feel like they're actually flashes of light. You know, you're going to get maybe an idea, or something's going to break for you. You know what I mean? This is lights, camera, action time, you know, because once this guy, seriously, or girl, gets to this point, right? Now, you got to remember, okay, the story of the hermit, right? The story of the hermit is the hermit isn't really feeling the world, okay? The hermit has had enough, okay? So the hermit decides that he or she is really gonna just hide, okay? And take some time off. And this is not vacation time off. This is the time off meaning they've cut off their friends, they've cut off their family, they've cut off anybody around them that's negative, and they have decided that they need to take some time to figure out what it is that they really want. And they're taking that time. And it's funny because we had the Magician, you know, for the 8th. And the Magician is, I was talking yesterday about figuring out what you wanted. So it's sort of like between the 8th and 9th, you're going to have been contemplating, okay, a lot about what it is that you want. A lot about how you want to get there, what it is that you need to do to achieve your dreams. You're thinking a lot about that. You know, you're thinking about how to improve your finances, how to improve your living situation, how to improve your career, how to improve your romance. I mean, this is everything, right? So on the 8th, you took some time to kind of reflect and think about those things. And then you took some time alone, even more so on like an introspective level. I feel like on the 9th, you're just going to want to, if you're not alone, you're going to want to be alone. Okay. So yeah, so then the hermit, you know, decides, okay, he or she's had enough. And he or she is like, okay, I'm just going to not communicate with as many people as possible right now because there's so much confusion. There's so many things going through this person's head, like woo, 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 like crazy, you know? And you like my sound effects. Yeah, so and then they kind of disappear. It's like, it's so funny. It's like, I was just going to say it's a magic trick. And so maybe the magic trick is on the 8th, you're like, okay, I can't deal with any of this. Boom, I'm gone. I'm going to just retreat into my room in my house and not talk to anybody for a week or a day or a couple hours, you know. And then the hermit, while they're going through that, they're really thinking deeply, okay, while they're in their man cave, okay. And this could be a literal man cave for you guys out there. I'll throw you a bone. You guys be kind of in your man cave. You've been in your man cave you're feeling the man cave on this day, all right? And you're thinking, do I feel like going out? Do I want to go out? What do I really want to do? Because the magician is all about getting things done. So on this day, the hermit is kind of taking it easy. The hermit is taking time to reflect. They don't give a shit about the dishes and the laundry and the garbage. They just give a shit about being in their cave, in their comforting space that's quiet and peaceful, and where there's no arguing, If you're like a mom, I feel like some of you are moms and you need alone time, you need more alone time. This is a day where I think you're gonna want your alone time even more than usual. Because maybe the full moon has kind of made your kids a little bit more rambunctious than usual, and you're just like, okay, I've had enough, I need my own space. And you go into your room and you lock the door, and you're like, okay, you'll hear these pounding on the door and all these, the dogs, digging on the scratching at the door, and you're just like, no, I'm just gonna take a nap, whatever it is, that you need to do to kind of take that time, because this time is very important. The reflection time. And we are in Mercury retrograde, so we can't forget that. So this is a time where, so the hermit is in that cave. They're in your man cave, right? And you're thinking about what it is that makes you happy. And you're trying to decide whether you want to come out of the man cave. Ladies, you're probably trying to decide whether you really want to start dating again. You're trying to decide, should you get remarried? Should you, start your own business? All these things contemplating or going through your head on this day. It's also a period of waiting, so maybe on this day, you're really waiting for something to happen. Maybe you're waiting for that proposal. You're waiting for the phone to ring. You're waiting to make a decision. You're waiting for your ducks to line up. And there's this feeling of like, oh my God, like you're waiting. You can't stand the waiting, But the universe is telling you, in that waiting period, things are happening. And you don't realize, because the hermit is in their cave and they can't see what's going on in the rest of the world. So this indicates a good outcome for what it is you're waiting on, okay? So if you're waiting on someone to call you, they're going to call you, okay? If you're waiting on that proposal, they're going to propose, okay? If you're waiting any kind of legal matters to get resolved, these are going to get resolved, but after the retrograde, okay? This is also thinking like long-term kind of waiting. So you might be entering a time in an unspecified amount of time where this is going to be your energy for a while. Maybe you've been waiting for a while and now, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, or it could be the opposite where you're just going into the cave and you don't see any hope. You're like, I've had enough. I don't want to talk to anybody. To hell with my bills. To hell with paying my rent. To hell with doing my laundry. Who cares, right? That's your attitude, But I want you to know, guys, if you're going in or coming out, whichever one it is, for you man cavers, okay, or your women cavers, or you just, snuggle buddies, whatever you want to call it, there is hope for this, for whatever it is that you're wanting to happen, that you're waiting for. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be positive. The outcome's gonna be positive. Oh, okay, so let's get to the end of the story. So then the hermit, he or she, decides, finally, after much time, much waiting, much patience, impatience, something happens to make them decide, okay, maybe it's time to take a shower. Maybe you haven't washed your underwear in a week, guys, and you're like, okay, maybe it's time for me to go out. Ladies, maybe it's time to get a wax, or maybe it's time to go buy some new clothes or some new underwear or whatever it is. I don't know why we're talking about underwear here, but Well, we are. Okay, so, maybe you just want to, just one little thing that kind of pushes you out. Maybe you haven't run the dishwasher in a really long time, and that thing is overflowing, and you have no more clean silverware. Okay, you're going, I need to do this, and this kind of gets you out of that space, that energy, and the hermit comes out of it. Now, when they come out of it, okay, and I almost feel like some of you are sick, some of you aren't well, which is interesting because I'm mentioning all these, all these like natural things, to boost your immune. All three things that I was talking about really boost your immune system. Some of you, this is cold and flu season, so some of you are not feeling well, and you're watching this video, and you're like wondering, are you ever going to get better? And yes, you will get better. You are going to live. You're going to live for another day. It's that. You're not dying another day like James Bond. You're living another day. You're going to live another day, dear. Okay? So don't despair. Okay? Don't get into the headspace. You got to die and all that stuff. It's not going to happen. Okay? For those of you actually, on a serious note, for those of you who are very, very, very ill, you need to be around positive people. You need to think positively. You cannot let any kind of negativity get you down at this time. And you need to believe that you will be well. And you need to look forward to, when you get better, things that you're going to do. You need to plan. Okay? This is a great time for it because Mercury's in retrograde. You really need to plan on those things that you're looking forward to doing when you get better. Because you can't really do them now because you can't enjoy them now. But the light at the end of the tunnel is something to look forward to. So you guys, all of you guys, this goes for everyone. Do something that in your life that you can look forward to. Plan on something. Maybe it's a concert that you wanted to go to for a long time. Or maybe it's just buying a candle or something small, for yourself that you'll like and that'll make you happy, something that you can look forward to at the end of the day, when you come home, you really need that, you need to pick yourself up and need to think about the future. It's time, see, because when you're in the man cave, there is no time, there is no concept of time. It's a lot like what I call the Pisces card, where the Pisces is very introspective and she's studying, and she's, time is passing her by. And time passes this hermit by, okay? Indefinitely. Like, it's sort of like, it's been a long time, maybe, since you re-entered the world, And it's time for it, guys, For you, that, who want to take the time to be introspective, it's also timely for you too. I feel like it's timely for both. It's kind of like I'm getting mixed messages. For some of you who are watching this video, it's timely for you to get out of the cave and go out and be part of the world. For those of you who have been in the cave for a long time, okay? For those of you who are feeling like overwhelmed and just can't deal with stuff right now, it's time for you to go into the cave and wait it out and plan on things that you can do when you in the future. Maybe you don't even have a grasp of when that's going to be. You can randomly mark some dates on your calendar for November, December, January, and think about those things while you're in the cave. But you guys need to take time when you're in the cave to do some reflection. So don't waste this time. This time is precious. Time is precious, But on the 9th, if you're going into the cave, then the thing to look forward to is the time after the retrograde. So, early to mid-November. Okay, that's when you want to come out of it. That's when you want to circle on your calendar time to re-engage with the world, For those of you who are looking for work specifically, this is not a time to go into the cave and bury your head, okay? because every minute that goes by, somebody else has gotten the job that you wanted. And the job situation out there is not pretty. I having been recently in it, can say that for sure. Okay, it's not fun, but this is not a time to give up. This is a time to keep looking. This is a time to either start your own business, switch careers. Okay, you need to do something different. Look through the community section on Craigslist rather than looking in the admin section. Do something different to try to get your ideas. I'm telling you guys, I would never have done these videos or started doing these videos had I not kind of been inspired, and it was something that I wasn't even thinking about. And now this is like my, this is like my business, I had no idea this was going to happen. So don't, I want you guys, and I'm an Aquarius, so I can say this, I want you guys to be open-minded. On this day, when this person comes out, the world is amazing. And what I was going to say before is this is the time, after you've been sick for a while, and you finally get up in the morning and feel like yourself again, and go out, and the world is so much brighter. Everything is better. Ice cream is better. Everything is better, okay? That's the excitement of life, So the hermit, actually, it's funny because a lot of people think the hermit is one way, and I don't. I see it differently. I always see things differently, but the hermit is really the person that's worn down, but also that person who has that open mind and who gets excited about the future, okay, and what the future holds. There's a duality, okay? There's this having had enough, needing to take a break, take a rest, not talking to maybe a few people, not talking to anyone maybe, and not being excited. But then there's that excitement, after that time. So there are things to look forward to, guys. You need to plan, though. You can't just wait for the universe to drop you, an ice cream cone. It doesn't work that way. You guys need to, if you, I feel like some of you really love ice cream because I mentioned ice cream twice, and I love ice cream, but some of you really, really, really love it. If you're the type of person that you try all different flavors and you're eating it every day, and I don't know, I get the feeling if some of you are eating it every day, you might want to taper off just a little bit. But as far as things that you get excited about, this is what you love, and you might want to open up your little ice cream shop. You might want to do one of those, an ice cream shop that's totally different than what somebody else is doing, with flavors, homemade flavors, things that nobody else has done before, weird stuff, maybe the bacon flavored ice cream with mint on top. I don't know, something wild, that would be kind of weird. Bacon with mint. Not sure. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like some of you really like sweets, but ice cream specifically is really coming through for you. You need to get creative. I feel like you can be that person that's just really feeling discouraged and you want to go into that hole, and not, you basically want to crawl into a hole and die. That's kind of your vibe, and that's not what you want to do. For those of you who have this excitement, this passion about these things, and it might not be ice cream, it might be something else, you need to do something with it. It's time to do something with it, and not crawl into the hole, okay? But for those of you who are very tired, can be a really tough time. This is a time where you need to get extra sleep, where you crawl into the hole and you sleep, for maybe a couple of days. Where you don't get out of bed because you're not feeling good. My vibe is there's some people that are not feeling good, and you need to get to Whole Foods so you can buy these vitamin D drops. I think they're $12. And you need to go online while you're not feeling good and order this chaga stuff, because this chaga stuff's amazing. And at Whole Foods, pick up a few of these kombucha drinks. There's all different flavors. There's this really cool one that I say it tastes like, it's the chia one with the chia seeds. It's the grape or the cherry. It tastes like brain cells. Not that I know what brain cells taste like, but it has that chia seed texture. I can't really explain it. But yeah, there's all different kinds of crazy flavors. And instead of drinking ginger ale when you're sick or when your kids are sick, get them like the ginger one of this, because there's a ginger one specifically. I think it's like ginger aid, I think it's called. It's the same. It's GT's kombucha. It's still kombucha. And I used to drink that when I was sick. And like I could not go without it. Like if you're not feeling well, it's the best thing. It helps perk you up and make you feel better. For those of you, okay, so then one last note. For those of you who are dating someone and you're waiting for a proposal, I feel like you're going to get engaged to this person. But this is an engagement that doesn't necessarily lead to marriage. This is like just getting engaged. And I don't know why I've always thought about this card like that, but I do. I don't see it as being a for sure thing, because this hermit has a lot of things going, that energy again going on in its brain, her brain. You know, do I really want this? Is this the person for me? Do I really want to be settling down right now? Do we have the finances to do this? It's like one of those indecisive things, because a hermit either needs to go into the hole and wants to get away, or the hermit is just coming out into the world and feeling like totally renewed, and it's just almost like there's this need for freedom. Okay, the hermit needs to be free, and it needs to go, and it needs to get excited, it needs to go do stuff after this period of sort of isolation. So those energies don't really go with engagement, because engagement to me is like settling down and wanting to be with this person, and it doesn't mean to me. It depends on the other cards. If their lover's card follows this, then yes, it'll last. I'm going to pull one card. See, we didn't get the lover's card. This is about, the card that we got after this is the Hierophant. And in some places, the Hierophant can mean like church. But I don't see this card. This is not in my deck anyways. To me, the Hierophant is someone who's psychic, someone going to someone for counsel, going into therapy. So if you get engaged, it's sort of like you got engaged on this day and you're like going to therapy after. You're going to couples counseling after, or something like that. I don't necessarily feel like right now it's going to lead to actual marriage. That's yet to be determined. It's like to be determined. Okay. I would want to do like a full spread to see the outcome for you if that is your concern. I feel like there's a lot of things that go into getting married, and when you get this card, it's also wanting the engagement, wanting to be engaged, wanting that ring, wanting to feel loved, you know. It's not necessarily like getting married. It's the ring. And it's partnership. It's sort of like this person, if this was the outcome, I would tell you that you're going to get engaged, or you're going to exchange some rings, or maybe exchange some vows in like a ceremony, but it's not going to be like a traditional wedding. It may just be more like about a partnership or having a partner. I'm kind of feeling like two girls. This is two girls, lesbian, a lesbian couple. It has this sort of thing going on, because it's not like a traditional marriage. This is more like alternative. And actually, I totally was excited because I think 30 states now, it's legal for mixed couples to get married, and I just thought that was awesome. And way to go, guys. And yeah, I kind of I feel strongly that this is two women, okay, in a partnership, rather than like a traditional marriage. Really strongly. Actually, really, really strongly. That's you guys. And congratulations if that's the case. It could be. I kind of have a feeling that you guys have been partners for a really long time, too. I feel like it's more like an exchange of vows. It could even be like a renewal of vows. But it's sort of like the commitment. The ring to me is like commitment. Okay? It's getting that kind of forever kind of vibe, that commitment vibe. Somebody's going to be committing to you in some way. If you've been in a partnership and you've been dating someone, especially if you're a lady and you're dating another lady. That's my vibe. Could be guys too, but I'm feeling the ladies tonight. I don't know why, for some reason. Oh, okay. The other thing is I was talking to a client about this, and this is important. And I did mention this, a few minutes ago here, but I'll mention it again. When you get into the mindset of like this, and like this is all that you can do, and this is all that you want to do, and this is everything that's going on right now, that's not the way to see the world. That's not how you should be living, because this person has gone through a time of reflection to see things from a higher perspective. There's a need to, for some of you, get out of this small narrow-mindedness and branch out. So if you've been thinking, I could never do that, that is something I would never do, well, it's time for you to consider it, okay? If you've always wanted to be a scuba diver and you're an accountant, now is the time to do it, because that's what you need to do. You need to open your mind, all the possibilities. I've had some clients recently that I've made some suggestions, and just so you know, guys, I love all of you. I have so much love for you and respect for you, and I want the best for you. That none of the things that I say are meant to be negative or to bring anybody down, okay? But some of the people that I've talked to, I make suggestions that are like, no, I've already done that, or I've already done this, and da-da-da-da-da. And they're making excuses. You're making excuses, okay? And it's not the right mindset. It's not the right response, okay? The response should be, that's something I should consider. That's something I will consider. That's great advice. Those should be your responses, not, I'm not going to do that, or that's not something I want to do, or that, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, you guys come to me for me to tell you what I think. Now, it's up to you whether you actually do it or not. It's out of my hands. I have no control over that. I don't need control or want control over that. But what I want is you guys to have the attitude of seeing things from a different perspective, opening up your mind to say, these are the things aren't working right now, and anything else, whether it's one other thing, is going to open up your mindset. Don't make excuses for why you can't do something, and don't knock something until you've tried it, because you never know. A lot of times it's small things, it's small changes, I made a suggestion, I think, to a few people, and I just said on my video, this is just an example of how not to wear as much black, to wear more white. It's a small thing, but on an energetic level, it's really, really big. It's really important, because then you're attracting, all these good things. Hang on. I've gotta plug my computer in here. So this is my concern, is that even if it's a small thing, you guys are just like, it's not big enough, and you don't realize all these small little things add up on an energetic level. It's not just about it's not just about going out and meeting some guy. No. It's having that positive energy around you that you take when you take that step. It's the positive attitude that you have that's that, you know, you're going to find a great guy and it's going to be great for you and you're ready for a relationship and you love yourself enough to get into a relationship. If you take with it the attitude and the negativity of, you know, maybe this isn't the right time for me, or maybe you're afraid, or whatever it is, it's not going to be as good, and it's going to block you from actually keeping that person around. The negativity is going to be present. So everything is kind of on an energetic level, and it's different. You know, the perspective that you should have here on this day is being open-minded, being like, I want you to pretend you are like above the earth. The earth is below you. You're above, okay? You're up here. The earth is here. And you're looking down on the earth. And then I want you to pretend that you're looking down on your life, okay? And you're looking at your life and you're thinking, oh my gosh, all I'm doing is going to the gym and going to work every day, and I don't do anything else. Well, a small thing that you can do, change the energy, do something very small that might, you know, maybe buy yourself some new fun sneakers or something, you know, or, you know, start drinking kombucha tea, or, you know, call up a friend you haven't talked to in a while, or, you know, all these little things will change your energy, and they'll shift the energy from being negative to positive, closed-minded to open-minded. And when you're open-minded, and when you're like that hermit who gets excited about life and is excited about going out every day, is excited about what they're doing, then it's a huge step. That's a huge, huge thing that will totally change your life, you know. I specifically want to tell you, I'll share this with you, and then the video is getting quite long here, I know. I was sick for, I don't know, it was like a week once. And I had this apartment when I lived in Seattle. And Seattle, as you guys know, rains a lot and it gets quite gray and dismal. And then, like, I started to feel a little bit better. I decided, okay, I'm feeling good enough to finally go out after a week of just basically living in the bathroom, right? And I opened the door, and I'll never forget, the sun was coming down on this patch, it was like this hill. It was all grass, and there was this beautiful tree. And the way the sun came down and hit it was just sort of just totally lit up and glowing. And I think I took a picture. And you know, of course I went to art school, so I'm into photography and art and all that stuff. But it inspired me to take a picture. Because it was like, once I opened my door, it was like everything was lit up. And everything was beautiful. And it was more beautiful than I had remembered it. And maybe it was because I had been in my house and in gloom and doom for a week, you know, and sick. But once I opened that door, it was just, it made me want to go out and take more photographs. It made me want to go out and go for a walk. It made me want to go for a bike ride. I wanted to go hiking. I mean, I was just like on fire. I was just like, after that, there were so many things that I wanted to do, and there wasn't enough time in the day for me to do them, and I really felt like my usual self again. But just something like that, it's important, you know, to see things like that and to appreciate that. That when you do come out of it, I want you to know that the sun's going to be shining on the other side of the door. You don't even realize. See, because I didn't realize that the sun was actually shining. I thought it was a gray, dismal day. So when I open the door and I see this sunlight just flooding the hill and the trees, and just, I was like, whoa, you know, totally everything. It was like stepping into like an animated movie, you know what I mean? Or it was so unreal almost to me. And that's what it's going to be like. You guys who've been in the hole and the cave for some time, it's going to feel like on the 9th when you come out, extraordinarily beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I actually feel like the weather is going to be good. I know there's flooding going on, but I feel like once that passes, you're going to open the door and you're not even going to realize that it's sunny outside, and it's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful. I think on the East Coast, especially for those of you experiencing, like, in what I call Indian summer, in New England, I think you guys are really gonna appreciate this. So that's all that I have for you guys right now. I'm gonna follow this with another video, another daily video. Feel free to email me if you want to do a private reading, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. Thank you so much for all your comments. I have not been able to respond to some of my emails as far as comments, but I usually get back pretty quickly if you guys want to schedule a reading. Right now, I'm booked up, I believe, until I think Tuesday of next week, Tuesday, possibly even Wednesday. So I would email me as soon as possible if you have a burning question or something that you want me to tell you about. So have a wonderful night, guys. I send you lots of love, big hugs, big kisses. Make sure, if you're watching this on the 8th, that you've said your prayers tonight, because it's the full moon, it's a blood moon, it's the eclipse, it's Mercury retrograde, it's a big night, okay? And let go of the past and just embrace your future. It's like, it's almost sort of like on the eclipse, it's sort of like the eclipse is helping you get out of this, and it's giving you that glimpse. It's saying, okay, I've come through this tunnel. Now it is time for me to go out there and make it. And you will. And I always say that you will. So have a wonderful night, guys. Take care.